Let's begin by navigating to the Configure page. Anyone added to the Photos subscribers list here will get a digest email that summarizes any new photos that have been added to the Photos tool. Since your field team will be the ones uploading photos, I recommend adding yourself to this list so that you can keep track of new photos as the job progresses. When you create new albums in Procore, you have the option to add the new albums to the beginning of the list or the end of the list. If you prefer to see recent albums first, add new albums to the beginning of the list. Next, if you'd like any new photos uploaded into Procore, whether by email or by uploading them to the Photos tool, to be private by default, mark this checkbox. You can, of course, set the photos to public individually if you need. If you'd like to allow your team to email photo attachments into your project in Procore, mark this checkbox. This is useful if the superintendent would rather forward photos into the Photos tool instead of going into Procore to upload them. The next configuration lets you decide if you want anyone who has that email address, including people who do not have access to the Photos tool, to be able to upload photos into your project using the above email address. This is enabled by default, but you can decide what's best for your team. The next configuration allows you to set the default album for photos uploaded outside of the Photos tool. By default, photos will be added to the Photos tool, but you can change it if you'd like. Let's go over permissions. As usual, none means that the users will not have access to any information and items in the Photos tool. They also cannot add photos to drawings despite their permissions on the Drawings tool. Read-only users can view all publicly available photos and albums. For example, you might want to give the owner and subcontractors read-only access here so they can track progress. Standard permissions allows users to view all publicly available photos and albums, and they can also upload their own photos and create albums. I recommend giving your architect and engineers standard permissions so they can upload any photos they may take. Admin users can use the full functionality of the Photos tool, including viewing all public and private photos, manage the settings here, and uploading and deleting photos. This permission level should be given to your superintendent, project managers, and project engineers. Let's head back to the Photos settings page so we can save our changes, and we're redirected to the list page.